Hi, my name is Najah Bazzy. I am the founder and CEO for Zaman International, although I would say it found me, that I'm not really the founder of anything. Zaman found me through the trials and tribulations and tragedies of other people. I think really Zaman is the story of other people, and I happen to be either fortunate enough or sometimes I think unfortunate because of their tragedies that I was there. So I was called to do this lecture, workshop, kind of orientation for nurses who worked on the mother-baby unit, labor and delivery. The lady who had set it up, her name was Teresa. She was a nurse and she was in the back. And as I was speaking about death and a baby's dying experience with the family and what we need to do, how we have to bury within 24 hours and all of these spiritually sensitive things, she kept crying, and I could see her crying in the background and like this. And so after the in-service, mind you, I had never met her before. She said to me, can you come with me? She said, I have to show you something and I think you can help me. So I walked with her, literally like a movie, like a scene out of a movie. And I went down the elevator with her, walked into the basement of the hospital, and she continued to walk, opened a door. I'll never forget this. The image is so powerful in my brain. And then another door. And then we ended up in a third door. And in the third door, we were in a pathology lab, which is like an operating room. And she just lost it. And she cried so much and started to hyperventilate. So I said to her, can I help you? I knew I was in something, but I didn't know what I was in. Like, why is she losing it like this? And then she went like this to me. And right in front of me and alongside of me was a shelf. And these shelves had these jugs. I'll never forget them. They were brown jugs with black tops and green labels. And I hadn't recognized what they were, even though I worked in hospitals for most of my life. So I said to her, is there something in that you want me to help you with? And she was like this. So she kind of indicated for me to pull a latex glove, which I did. I said to her, you want me to get one of these down? And she said like this, but she's like bawling, hyperventilating, and it was really horrible. So I pulled it down, and I decided to open it because she was sort of like verbally indicating that. I did, and then I smelled this formaldehyde that just came out at me. And because I washed the dead in our community, I knew what that smell was, of course. So I was kind of taken back. And then I said to her, like, what's in this? And then I put my hand in and I lifted out a fetus. And the fetus literally fit in the palm of my hand, just like this. And I was like, oh my God. And then I put that fetus down, and then I put my hand in, and I can't tell you what I pulled out because it's too much. It's too traumatic. I realized after speaking to her and after her meltdown and after I could get control of her, that all those jars and tubs, they were all babies who had not been buried. This was 2002, and the green sheet, it's called a disposition paper that you have to sign to release a person's remains. They were marked 1995, 1996, 1997. It was crazy. The documents weren't signed correctly. And I started to learn that in our own community, fetuses, mothers were signing when a baby had died or miscarried. Mothers were signing not knowing what they were signing or not signing at all, these disposition papers. So these were babies who had labels but no family signature on them, so legally they can't be released. And it's like, what do you do? It's like, oh my God. And at the same time, it's kind of like, you have to do something. And I got very emboldened maybe, and said, not on my watch. This is not going to happen on my watch. No way. I'll figure it out. And so I created Plots for Tots, which is the second program before Zaman became Zaman. So through Plots for Tots, we were burying infants. We learned a lot about Medicaid and the system and why things work and how they work. We learned a lot about people not understanding, who did not speak English well, what they were signing in what would it look like in a hospital system to have language competency and medical interpreters. And it opened up a lot of issues that our community was actually very blind to. And little by little, we were able to create this awareness. People never hesitated to give me money to bury a baby. It was the easiest thing that I would ever ask for. And I would just go up to a doctor and say, a baby has died. I need, $800. And a check would come to me. I feel like anyone who was in my place would do the same thing. I don't think anyone listening to this or watching this would have walked away without mobilizing some sort of effort. Because how do you live with yourself when you know that you see something like that and it's a call to action? So I think what Zaman does for the community is exactly what its name is. So Zaman means time in Arabic and in Hebrew, and it's about how we spend our time in the service of others. It's helped to unite communities, our own communities clear across the board as well as other communities. It's helped bring together interfaith people, intercultural, interracial, and I think its ability to be adaptable, flexible, welcoming, inclusive. I think those are all the things that Zaman has done for the community. It's a place to be, and it's a place to serve, and it's a place to do good, and a place to do no harm.
We are all a family, and we all work with each other and support each other, whether as Zamanitarians at Zaman or even through our clients and our students. So I think that is really what inspires me, is that everybody feels welcome and everybody feels invested in the organization at multiple levels.
I do love it here. This is my favorite job that I ever had, and I thank God that He has me here.
The great thing about working here is you get to see the impact daily. Sometimes hourly. Someone comes in without something, without hope, without a sense of dignity, and we help them gain some of that hope and some of that dignity back, where they're learning a life skill and the ability to support themselves and their family forever.
Just having a platform for people to be able to come in here and to feel a part of an organization and to be able to help us successfully fulfill our mission.
And the idea that we lived Zaman for 15 years out of the back of my van, with all of these people participating, lending their garages and their basements.
And now, can you imagine, we have a real freezer and a real refrigerator, and we were able to get these gorgeous trucks with our new logo. Ta-ta! Time, because Zaman means time.
That whole ability of the community to rally around something so profound, I think was very powerful. So that's how Zaman was created. So I think when a person passes on, their legacy is their print, their imprint on this world. It differs. It could be something that they said to somebody in their life. It could be something that they gave. It could just be their presence, period. And so what's always amazed me is that in the dying process, it's been the dying people who's actually created Zaman. People struggle, I think, to understand, so what was this life worth if it was taken at 20 or it was taken at 10? And why is there so much pain? The wisdom that I've learned is that everything has its purpose. And to think that even if an infant lived for a few hours, that infant didn't have purpose, it doesn't mean that you die to fulfill the purpose necessarily, but it means you're created with a purpose. CNN hero. I prayed yesterday that this does not whisper to me that I think I've accomplished anything at all. And that's very important, is to always remember that we're here for a short time, and our victories are everyone's victories. And how lonely would it be if a victory was your own?
This is not about me. It's absolutely never been about me. And what I said to my husband this morning is, when it's about us or me, it will never take off. It will fail. You are the heroes and our clients are the heroes. Don't you ever think it's me. If you think it's me, you have failed me. If you think it's us, we all cross the finish line together and the rest is up to the universe.
But I think everyone who's a part of Zaman, and I do believe Zaman is timeless, and obviously Zaman is going to live beyond me.
Whether I'm here or not, you carry on this mission. You promise? Promise.
But I think if I were to put it into one word, well, maybe two, it would be love and hope. And it doesn't matter if you're living in poverty or you're a millionaire that lives in a mansion someplace. When you walk in here, because we all have life struggles, you still feel hope. And it's cemented with love. And maybe those are the two elements, like chemistry, that makes a man timeless.